G'day and welcome to Dave's Model Workshop. Today I am going to be doing a little bit of an experiment. I have here my long-suffering, long-term science fiction build that I've been building for like 7 months, and it's gotten to the stage where the hull's pretty complete. I want to start doing some dot filtering, weathering on it. I want some rain streaks and some grime and stuff like that. As you can hear, it's actually raining outside here now. It's not the best weather for airbrushing. But the problem I've got is that I've painted this whole thing with Tamiya enamel paints. And the problem I have is that if you put oil paints on top of that, the moment you start using thinners to wipe them off, to do a dot filter, it's going to lift up the bottom surface, the bottom coat, and just destroy all my hard work. So my experiment is, call me a fool, but I'm going to try it because I think it will work. Can you put a water-based varnish over that and then successfully do an oil dot filter and save your enamel paint underneath? So normally if you want to do an enamel filter, if you want to do an oil filter, you have to work with acrylic paints. I'm not a fan of acrylic paints. Lots of people love them. I'm not a fan. Hey cat, get out of it. Yeah, lots of people love them. I'm not a fan. So I am going to try and save my undercoat with some water-based varnish. Doesn't really matter. I've got a flat clear coat from Tamiya here. It is definitely water-based. It is an acrylic paint, very important. So this will be my acrylic base that saves my hard work so far on this. So I'm going to spray it now. Got my airbrush. Going to spray it and get the cat out of the way so I don't get too many cat hairs in it, and then see how we go. So I'm planning to do 3 coats. I hope 3 coats will be enough. If it works, hey, happy days, we've all learned something. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be very, very unhappy. Let's see. I'm going to spray my first coat. As you can hear, it's night time, the frogs are starting, the cat's here, it's raining. Perfect airbrushing weather. What could go wrong? And now for the slightly scary bit. Let's test it and see. So I've got a range of oil paint colours here. Generally with oils, it's a good idea to put them on some cardboard and you can see the oil wicks out of them. So I've got some white. Let's put a dollop here or there. I'm trying it on a fairly unobtrusive, I hope, spot. If it all goes horribly wrong, I could repaint this. This is the inside surface of the sort of external rudder thing. I might put a bit of brown here and there. There's a lot of rust on this piece already. Some yellow might give us an interesting colour variation. It's up to you obviously how big you make these dots and how many you put on there, and I think maybe a little green would be interesting. So I've just got a darkish green colour. Let's include that in the mix. It's a bit too much there. Okay. Yeah, a little bit there. Alright. Got a fairly soft bristled brush here. I'm just dipping it in some thinners. Just using plain old mineral turpentine here, nothing too expensive or fancy, getting a lot of that off the brush. Here you go, so you can see the dots clearly. Take a deep breath and see what happens. So I guess the most important thing is it's not tearing up the paint underneath, which is good for what I'm after. I'm not sure about that green and yellow mixing together, and that brown tends to just glomp together. So the brown isn't a very good one because, and I do remember that now that I think about it with that brown paint, I was about to say a rude word, it's a fairly cruddy tube of paint that one. So here's where we're at. So the exciting thing is that you can do dot weathering, and we've got some really lovely greenish textures down here, got a bit of white up here, right here. The great thing is that it's not peeling off my undercoat of enamel paint. I'm excited about that. That is good. So, I'm going to try it on the other side. See what we can do. So I'm not going to use that same brown again because that tends to just stick in little clumps, and that's, I doubt you would experience that. It's a really crappy piece of brown, a crappy tube of brown paint that I've got. I'm going to find it and show you, just so you don't buy it. The paint in question is Art Culture Burnt Sienna. That's this guy here. Don't use it. It's crap. I've put some yellowy brown in there in the mix. So, for this second side, let's get some of the yellowy brown. And isn't it weird, like there's no oil around that one too? I don't know, something weird about the consistency of that one. Never understood it, but now that I've used it, I do remember that it gave me grief in the past. I definitely like the white. I'm going to put a bit more white on this one. I feel that that definitely lends an air of fade to the paint. And I liked the green as well. Where's my green dipper? Here it is. Get a little bit of green in there. And I'm going to try a tiny bit of blue this time as well. Just for laughs. Let's see what it does. So you can see the really tiny little dots. Like, if you put too much on there, it gets out of hand really fast. Alright. Again, wet my paint brush in fairly clean thinners. Wipe most of it off. And let's see what we get this time. So always paint in the direction that you want your streaks. So rain streaks, whatever they may be. Paint in that direction. And just make it as subtle or as pronounced as you want. Ooh, I like that blue. That gives a really interesting effect. I'll show you in a second. But for me, the most exciting thing is that I'm not losing that paintwork. Yay! I'm so relieved. I really thought I was making life hard for myself here. But I thought, give it a go. There. So you can see there's a bit of the blue here, bit of a streak of yellow just there, bit of a big white streak there. Definitely adds something. I'm so relieved. I'm really very happy. I thought this could turn into one of those videos of don't try this at home. But instead, it's worked out into a, hey, this can be done video. Alright, well, maybe my next tackle is the hull. Let's see, shall we? So I'm just working in a small area at a time. I've done kind of around here, so a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, blue, white, white, blue, blue, yellow, white. Same deal again. Wet the brush, get most of it off the brush. And let's see what we can do here. So that's a bit extreme. That yellow there is a bit extreme for my liking. Getting more thinners on the brush. Really tone that back a lot. That's better. Get some green here. Well, that is also a bit extreme for my liking. Really thin that back. But what I love is that, yeah, the water-based clear coat is holding. Very, very well relieved and happy. Well, that's a lot of white just there. And we've got a big splodge of yellow into the white. Yeah, seriously, with this technique, a very gentle touch with your dabs of paint. It's with your dabs of oil paint, it's really easy to go overboard very, very fast, as you can see. So I'm encountering a little bit of a problem here with paint sticking between the plates, but overall that's good. I'm happy. It adds something. It's better than it was. Yay! I am going to keep going on the hull and show you some final results. And here's where I'm at with the hull. So the exciting news is it really has not affected the water-based coat of varnish, the sealing coat. So you can see I've gone pretty hardcore here in a few places, you know, around here in particular. Lots and lots around the bottom. You can see greens there and browns there, and you know, I've done multiple times with thinners over the top of it, and it hasn't affected it a bit. I'm relieved, and I'm chuffed to be able to say to you, you can do this. Yeah, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to tackle the superstructure now and do a bit on that. But yeah, I'm really excited that worked, and relieved, and yay. That's the best I've got. Alright guys, hope you're all well, and catch you next time on Dave's Model Workshop with more experiments and tips. See ya.